Okay, I want you to get into a comfortable position, sitting up if possible. And I want you to begin by breathing. Just breathe in and out slowly. With this next breath, I want you to imagine filling up your stomach first, then your chest, then fill up your back, and then the very top of your head. And then let it out through your mouth. Again, breathe in through your nose, through your stomach first, your chest, your back, the top of your head, and let it out through your mouth. With this next breath, I want you to imagine as you're filling in your stomach, your chest, your back, and the top of your head, I want you to imagine filling that space up and squeezing the spinal fluid from the bottom of your spine all the way up to the top of your head like an auto pop. In through your stomach, your chest, your back, the top of your head, and out. And as you're filling up your diaphragm, you're squeezing the bottom of your spine all the way up just like an otter pop. And when it gets to the very top of your head, I want you to imagine that otter pop coming over the top, spilling out over the top. Like a melted otter pop. It's just squeezing out over the top. So one more big breath through your nose. Fill up your stomach, your chest, your back, squeezing that spinal fluid all the way up to the top of your head. And let that pour out and breathe out through your mouth. With this next breath in the exact same way, I want you to notice where some thoughts are coming in your body. I want you to think about a circumstance that may be troubling you, a circumstance that maybe comes up during times of stress, something that you would like to clear out of your mind and your body. You might have multiple circumstances come into your mind, but for this purpose of this meditation, let's just focus on one circumstance that you would like to clear. Can you think about that circumstance? And with this next breath, I want you to notice where those thoughts are coming in your body about that circumstance. Are those thoughts in your head, in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach? Notice where those thoughts are coming. Can you notice where those thoughts are coming from? And keep breathing until you absolutely know where it's coming from. It could be in your head and in your throat. It could be in multiple places, but just notice. It might feel like chaos of thoughts, an overwhelm of thoughts about that circumstance. And with this next breath, for your stomach, your chest, your back, and your head, and as you let it out, notice the space, the shape of those thoughts in that part of your body. Now notice if there's a color to that space. Continue breathing until you're very clear what color that space is with all of those thoughts. Do you know the color? Do you see the color? Now with the next breath, I want you to imagine you're going to shake this space loose from where it's attached in your body. You're breathing and it's becoming loose. It's detaching from where it's connected inside that part of your body. Now with the next breaths, I want you to imagine taking your hands in cupping form. And I want you to start scooping out that space and adding it into a ball in your hand like Play-Doh. Scoop it out, add it into the ball. And just continue doing this scooping out and adding it to the ball until you feel like you have everything scooped out and it added to that ball. There's no need to rush here. Just keep breathing. And add that to the ball. And if you feel like there's some sticky parts and hard things to pull out, just breathe into that and allow it to loosen up so that it's easily all of that into a ball now. Now I want you to notice the empty space there now. Just allow it to be empty for a moment. Now I want you to imagine taking that ball and allowing it to float you up into the sky, into space. And now you're floating in space with this ball in front of you in your hands. And it's kind of interesting in this space because there's darkness, but there's also so much light because the stars are surrounding you. And I want you to imagine taking that ball and throwing that ball and watching that ball going farther and farther and farther away. And because of the gravity situation, that ball is never coming back. You're confident that that ball is going to go farther and farther away. Now you're seeing it going farther and farther away. And now it's becoming a very small dot. Now you can no longer see it. It's gone forever. Feel how good that feels, how relaxed you feel. Now I want you to imagine coming back down into a beautiful space. Perhaps it's the beach and the sun is shining over you. I want you to imagine this beautiful beam of light coming directly from the sky and going right to the top of your head and filling that space that you've just created. Notice the color of that light. How does that light feel coming into that space? I want you to take this beautiful light and I want you to take it from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet and around your body. I want you to feel your top of your head, down your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your back, your arms, your hands, your fingers, down your hips and your legs and your knees and your shins down to your feet and your toes. This light is this energetic light. It continues to flow powerfully through you and up to the sky. It never leaves you or the sky. It's just this abundant flow of this beautiful, powerful light. You can feel the energy within you and the connection you have all the way to the sky and down. This light just keeps growing brighter and brighter and bigger and bigger. Think about one word that you can think about to explain the power that this light feels inside of you. Now I want you to take that light and I want you to imagine pushing it out through every pore of your body and just expanding that light and feel the cleansing power of that light through your entire body. And I want you to imagine you just growing this light bigger and brighter all around you. And you can make the light and this perimeter as far and wide around you as you would choose. This feels good and powerful for you. And just appreciate how good that feels and how you have the power to create this light and to connect with this abundance and to grow it. How good does that feel? And if you'd like, you can stay here and just appreciate the light within you and around you, and possibly who it's connected to, how you receive this light, where it's this light coming from. Just appreciate the abundance, and the peace, and the power you feel within this light. Now, if you would like, you can think about somebody or several people that you would love to feel this light with. Imagine seeing that person wherever they're at and feeling them with this light the same way that you filled yourself today. Imagine taking that light that you have and putting it up through the sky and putting it right through the top of their head and feeling their entire body just the way that you filled yours up. Now imagine pushing that light through every pore of their body and helping them cleanse this light through them and around them and create this big bubble of beautiful light around them. They will feel this wherever they are in the world. All of a sudden they will think, wow, I feel amazing. I don't know how that happened, but I feel amazing. And just notice how good that feels to be able to share your light with somebody else. It may be a child, maybe a spouse, maybe a friend. or maybe your entire family. Go ahead and take the time and feel each person that you would like to feel. You can go quickly doing this. Feel them up from their head down to their toes. Push out the light through their pores and surround them with this bubble of light. And notice how good that feels as you're filling each person up and seeing their reaction and feeling their reaction of how good that feels. How they just needed that extra love and light in their life. Now, I want you to imagine pulling each one of those people with your light into your space. You have the power just to pull them all into your space, and now you're in the same room, the same space, and you're all in the middle of this beautiful glowing light. The light is through you and around you, and it's connecting all of you. And notice how you are communicating with these people through this light. Notice how there's no words needed. Notice how you can just look each other in the eyes and you understand each other. All there is perfect love. That's all you need with each other is this perfect love. No need to fix each other. We all just want and need perfect love. How's that feel? Okay, you can open your eyes now. Can you imagine a word to describe the way you felt? So there's levels of joy, and just notice that. There's a level of joy knowing that there's light that is always abundantly offered to you. Another level of joy is that you not only know that there's light, but you're willing to receive that light. And when you receive that light, there's that another level of joy. The next level of joy is when you grew your light and you gave it to somebody. And to me, the highest level of joy is when you fill yourself with that light and you give it to a family member, a child, a spouse, a parent. You always have the power to fill yourself with light. The light is offered to you continually, but it's your choice to open yourself up to receive it and to expand it and to give it. You have the power. Now remember the experience, the circumstance that you thought about at the beginning. That still happened in your life. But notice how you took your power back. And regardless of that circumstance, you were able to feel this amazing. So throughout this course, you will continue to realize that the circumstances in your life are not the cause of your feelings. The cause of your feelings is how you think about them and what you allow into your body. Now you just released the thoughts and the emotions that were attached to that circumstances. They're gone. They're never coming back. And now you've replaced them with a new way to look at life through this light. So now this light is your new filter. So now you need to have this light. So let's say that your light, the word to describe your light was peace. So now you need to allow yourself time and space for any circumstances outside of this light to have the time for it to come and transform through this light before it gets to you, that you continue to feel this peace. And likewise, anything that you offer to the world, you want to allow yourself time and space to offer something that's going to go through this light and it gets to the next person who's going to receive it, that they will also feel this peace from you. You can make this bubble as big and wide as you like. But think about this bubble of light as time. Allow yourself time to react. Allow yourself time to feel this peace before you react and send something back out to the world. There's going to be lots of circumstances in your life. But as we just learned, it doesn't matter about the circumstance. We can always choose to feel and think the way that we want. So I want you to think about this filter in your life and try to do this meditation as much as possible. If you can wake up in the morning and do this meditation, you will remember that you have this filter. You have the power to feel like this, to feel any way that you want. You can always feel this way. Because if you think about it, did this really happen? Nobody else could prove that this happened, but you felt it. And as we've learned, the brain knows what you teach it, but it's learned. And as you train your brain and practice this, it will begin to remember that you get to fill yourself with this light. You have this filter around you at all times, and your body will react accordingly. So the more that you practice this meditation, your brain will start doing it naturally for you. You won't even have to think about it. So let's say, for example, you might be having to deal with somebody that's challenging at work, or a teenager, somebody that might be frustrating to deal with. So now before they come into your space, I want you to imagine filling yourself up with this light and putting this filter around you. So anything they do or say, you're going to allow it to come through this light first and transform before it gets to you. So you can still feel peaceful in any situation with these people. Likewise, if they come at you with something challenging, you're still going to feel peace, and then you're going to respond through peace as well. This is your new filter. And I can guarantee you that as you fill yourself up with this filter, you will look at those people in your lives differently. You will look at them through this lens of light first, just as you did when you brought those people into your circle of light. So as you look at people through this lens of peace, then you're going to see them more peacefully, and your relationships will become more peaceful. So if you can practice this meditation, at least in the morning, and if possible at night, you will see yourself transforming and seeing the world completely different than you have in the past. And you can simply move through any past trauma experience. PTSD can be resolved with just a few minutes in this meditation. So you can go through any past experience, this one by one, and clear out any past traumatic experience and circumstance and fill it with this light and love. We still had that circumstance happen in our life, but now we feel this peace. We can always choose peace in our life and light. You have the power to do that.